Hello friends, welcome to another episode of My Life Your Life. Just a note, my hair is pretty crazy right now because I just took a shower. So, today we'll be covering two topics. And the first one is kind of about friends or family blowing you off. Not in a jerky way, not on purpose, but they do. The second topic today is about people being rude. What I'm trying to cover in this one is kids having no respect or little respect for adults or for people around them. So, let's begin. To sum up a pretty long story, okay, I was supposed to go to eat with my sister, go back to her apartment, and then go to ice cream and go to a haunted house with her. I don't really want to go to the haunted house. I just wanted to hang out with her and her friends. Here's how it played out. We went to eat. She had a couple beers. Went to her apartment. She fell asleep. Now, me and her friend Kermie is her best friend. She fell asleep, and she said, should we wake her? And I say, how about we just let her sleep? Because I didn't really want to go to the haunted house. I just wanted to hang out with my sister, so I didn't really want to wake her up or anything, so she kind of blew me off. Even though she didn't do it on purpose, she did, and my dad got pretty mad about this, and gave her a call saying, oh, Alex, I'm so disappointed in you, how could you do this, etc., etc. Our second topic today is about rudeness. Kids being rude to adults and the people around them. I was brought up with manners. Always manners. Manners were the number one thing. Chewing with your mouth closed, saying please and thank you at all times, opening doors for people, calling people Mr. and Mrs. if they're adults, stuff like that. How about I give you an example of how it plays out in Africa? If you're walking down the street and an elder, meaning someone who's pretty old, like 70, 80 years old, you see them walking by, you kneel down and bow down on the ground until they walk past you, and then you stand up. We used to have respect here in America, but just like everything else, respect, as well as many other things, have dwindled down to almost nothing. No one cares for respect, no one appreciates respect, and no one shows respect. Like I said, I was brought up respecting others. A lot of people I know do not respect adults. I call people Mr. and Mrs., they call them their first names. Now, I do call people first names, some of the adults, if they tell me to. Like, our friend Mrs. Smith says, well, you can call me Sandy. And I say, I feel more comfortable calling you Mrs. Smith. And she's like, okay, whatever. So I call them Mr. and Mrs. If they absolutely really want me to call them their first name, I will. My dad has a friend named Billy. I don't call him Mr. Singletary, I call him Billy, because he wants me to call him Billy. My dad wants me to call him Billy. Everybody calls him Billy. So, here's an example of people who do not show hardly any respect. My friend, he's 16. Back at the Oktoberfest, after my mom and my mom's friend took over for me, they were going to go to the bathroom and get a drink and take a small break, but they needed someone to take over for them. So my 16-year-old friend, they say, hey, do you want to run this game for us for about 10 minutes while we take a break and get a drink? And he's just like, no, and walks off. Another example, we were at it was a celebration at our church for something, and it wasn't completely set up, and she's 18, I think. She was 18, at the time. She goes to get a chair and comes and sits down. And her mom says, hey, how about you offer your chair to Mrs. Dalton, meaning my mom. And she goes, oh, there's more over there. If that were me in her position, I would have offered it to the person before I got asked to. I would have just offered it. Respect and manners and etc. are just completely diminished in our society. Nobody has manners anymore. People, adults, chew with their mouth open. And it's just because as a child, they weren't taught any different. And if you're not taught any different, how can you learn any different? If you go to school and learn colors and circles and squares and numbers your whole life, you're not going to know math and spelling and reading. You're just going to know circles and squares and numbers and and counting. Okay? You've got to learn. You've got to be taught in order to learn. I've been taught since I was probably 6 or 7 years old that manners are very important in our society, and they are. You can get a step up by having manners. Why, at the Oktoberfest, the lady who's running it, Mrs. Baldwin, apparently bragged to my mom because, like, I was working the whole day, like I said, or most of the day. She was like, he has just been working all day. He is such a good worker and has great manners. And it makes you feel good knowing that someone actually notices, because sometimes it feels like no one notices. You know, sometimes you open the door for someone that you don't know and they just walk by. But it's nice to open the door for someone, and when they walk by, they're like, oh, thank you. And you're like, you're welcome. So those were my 2 topics today. I just got back from my dad's house. This is an unrelated topic. Just got back from my dad's house. It's difficult. I go to my dad's house on Friday night, and I come back Saturday night, or Sunday night. That's about 2 days every 2 weeks that I get to be at his house. And it's really difficult, because it's my dad, it's my sister, you know, it's not easy. But I guess I've got to get used to it, because eventually I'm not going to be living with anyone, I'll be living on my own. But it's just difficult, you know. And I have a lot of fun at my dad's, play video games, etc. So yeah, go down to the comment or video response, or click over here, I believe it is, on my profile and send me a message. Telling me how someone has blown you off, friend or family, not meaning to, like being a jerk, but has done it, or if they have done it being a jerk, do that too. Go ahead and give me however many stars you think I deserve. If you like my video, go watch my other videos. If you have a friend, family, whoever that needs help, tell them about my videos, and subscribe, because I do videos anytime a topic pops up in my head. So, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.